Hi, everybody. Welcome to SOS Small Business Success Podcast. And again, welcome to Crazy 2021. Just as soon as we thought things would get easier, they're not getting easier. And we're going to continue to keep focusing on ways that you can grow your business in spite of these challenging times that we're in. So, our podcast is all about building brands that survive while developing people that thrive. And as you know, we can build a brand all day long, but you are the brand. You are the person that we have to be able to develop in order to have a thriving brand like you want. And today, having a brand identity is more important than ever. I originally started the SOS approach to my coaching business. And of course, it was to be able to save our salons. Now it's save small businesses. And save our souls is what it's coming down to, which I think was always one of the original things of SOS, save our ship, save our soul. But you know what, I really look at it from this perspective that it's all about strategic opportunities equals success. So the more strategic that you can be, the more success you can filter in, okay? And we do that through the SUM strategy, looking at ways to be able to increase sales, expand on sales, develop systems and an operational approach, create the mindset that we need for ourselves and our team for them to grow as well. Looking at marketing and branding strategies that can help you grow, be consistent, and have that level of connection with your customers. And of course, continually educating yourself on what you need to do to grow to that next level. So today we're in the sales category, and we're really looking at what do we need to do to increase our sales? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Bonnie Bonadeo. 2021 is actually going to be my 40 years in the health, wealth, and beauty industry, mainly the beauty industry, but I have expanded. I went into spas, I went into wellness, I went more into health arenas. But the truth is that the professional beauty has always been my home, and it's always where I'm going to be. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, brand strategist. I'm a coach. I'm a speaker. I'm a podcaster, as you know, and I'm an author of 7 different international best-selling collaborative books. And in all of that information and all of these opportunities and all of these successes that I've had, every day can still be a challenging day to be able to find new business, to be able to grow my business. And, if you look at kind of the cyclical approach to how things are going right now, we need to protect ourselves, and we need to protect our business, because we don't know what the future will hold. And you can't have a pandemic shut down the world. You can't have a pandemic shut down a country. You can't have small businesses shut down. You can't have the government releasing enormous amounts, trillions of dollars of loans and funding to get us back on track, and not think there's going to be an aftermath to this, and not think that there's going to be potentially a recession to this, and not think that there's going to be some hard times that we're going to have to focus on. So the more strategic that you can get your business in alignment, the more that you can really look at my strategy and consistently doing that strategy over and over again, the more opportunities you will have to maintain the success that you want and continue to grow your business and get from surviving to thriving. So thank you guys for joining me, and welcome to the SOS Business Podcast. Okay, so today we're talking about sales, and we're talking about the selling strategy, okay? And I call it the sailing strategy, because if any of you guys have ever sailed before, then you understand that sailing is a zigzag motion. There's no straight line to sailing. If you want to get from, one destination to the other, you have to follow the wind. You have to be able to create a zigzag pattern to get where you want. Sometimes the wind is on your side, and sometimes the wind is not at all on your side. And there's maneuvering and strategizing little opportunities in order to capture the wind a little bit better. In other words, not having your sales up all the way, having a little bit of flex in your sales, having your sales, feel very, full on and very tight, having both sales up, the main sale, and having not having both sales up. So there's all these little strategies, and I can't wait to get back on the sea. I can't wait to get back on the boat and into the sailing world that we were in for all of 19 and a portion of 2020 until the world shut down. I can't wait to get back, because I feel like, and this is going to be something I'm going to share with you today, I feel like learning it, applying it, then not being able to do it, in other words, having to step away from it, has given me further insight that when I go back to doing it, I will have a better understanding and even more confidence to be able to do it with the right intent and with the right strategy in place. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit. So as you know, you probably have seen those memes before where it says, success is a straight line, and the truth is success is a mess. There's a lot of variables in that. And when you look at that little analogy of, success is not just a straight line going up, it is kind of a zigzag pattern. And what happens is that when we feel frustrated by not growing as human beings and in our business, we've hit a plateau. And in that plateau that we're sitting at, it's not going to magically all of a sudden work itself out. Okay. Sometimes the economy is good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes clients all come in within the same cycle, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes things are better being sold, but most of it is because you've put a strategy together to create awareness of what it is that you're trying to do to grow your business. But when you're in that plateau, that is the time for you to be able to evaluate the foundation of your business and look and see, what do I want to grow? Where do I want to grow? And who do I want to grow this towards? Okay. So who's the person I'm going to target in this? And then what happens sometimes is when we put a strategy together, sometimes instead of it just going straight up, when we do that, sometimes it dips. Okay. So because it could be that we're putting attention in one area and maybe potentially neglecting another area. So there could be this dip in that what happens, or we're focusing so much on, in the business that we're not looking at what's happening around on the business type thing. So we might dip a little bit, and then we'll grow, and then we'll plateau, and then there might be a little dip, and then we'll grow, and then we'll plateau. And that seems to be kind of the thing. But I want you to trust that even in the dip and even in the plateau, you are still have the potential to grow, because what should be happening is that you're never dipping far enough down that there's not a new layer that you're at. Think about it from the stock market. Okay. So, many years ago, the stock market was at 10,000, now it's well above that. But if it ever dipped to 10,000 today, we would be in serious trouble. But it's always at a new level of high. And that's what you want to be able to kind of measure some of the success that you've had, that you're not dipping below too far down beyond where you were originally. Now, as we came out of 2020 and as we're going into 2021, it's quite possible that your business looks like it did maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago. Okay. So if you were on a continuous growth pattern, you may have the sales from previous years just because of the closures, the shutdowns, the capacity issues, the clients extending time in between, or not doing as much or as many services as they have had before. So we could be looking at sales from 3 or 4 years back. Now, if we were at one point on those sales, that's our new plateau that we're at, then we have to be able to say what worked, how did we get from there to where we were in 2019, and how do we get back there? What do we need to do? We've done it before, so we can do it again. There's possibilities for us to be able to do it again. Now, it might be that you're within 3 areas. 1, you just have to kind of create some enormous brand awareness to your business. 2, you might absolutely need new clients. You might have lost a lot of clients. And 3, you might have lost staff. So those would be your 3 core strategies. And I want you guys to join me on my webinar that I'm going to be doing Monday, January 18th at 6 p.m. And it's called Brand Builder Live. And we're going to talk about those 3 strategies in much more detail, okay? Brand awareness, client acquisition, talent recruitment. Those 3 strategies, that's all you need to be focusing on. Don't let anybody else tell you that you need to have all this other stuff to make things work. You don't. You just have to be able to look at which one of those 3 is most critical for you at this point and really perfect it. Jump in and put it into action. Create a strategy around it and put it into effective action. And once you get that rolling, you can add the other type of campaign strategy to it, okay? Really successful type businesses are running all 3 of them simultaneously. Okay, they're running all 3 of them simultaneously. So when you can get comfortable and confident at it. So we're going to talk about how you do that in my webinar Monday, January 18th. You can go to brandbuilderlive.com, brandbuilderlive.com to sign up for it. Okay, it's free, of course. It's free. Yeah. So we're going to rise, we're going to plateau, we're going to fall, we're going to start again. Okay. And we're going to look at these opportunities where what have we done that has been successful to grow previously? What do we need to stop doing? What do we need to start doing? Okay. So let's talk about 5 moves to be able to win in the zigzag pattern here and still reach our destination. So number 1, navigate language and better communication skills. That's going to be the most important thing that we can do for our businesses. Now, most people say, well, I don't know how to market, or I don't know what to post, or I don't know what content to do. And what that kind of like comes down to is we don't know the words that we need to be using in order to grow. But the truth is you do, because you're having conversations with your clients all day long on the problems that they have. And you're selling yourself and products and services on these problems in order to solve them for the clients. There's your content. Okay, that's your content. These are the things that I'm going to be sharing with you and teaching with you as we're moving forward this year. Okay, but here's the most important one. Stop being mean. Stop being mean to your clients. Stop being mean to your team. Stop being mean to other people just based on how they're doing or their level of knowledge in there. I've never been more discouraged by humanity than I have in the last year, watching people be so awful to each other. And you know what? You can't do that. You know, if clients are late or clients are no showing, then have a really valid, professional, uplifting conversation to be able to have them want to come in and see you, want to be on time, want to not no show on you. You know, last year was a shit show and we're going into another shit show this year as well. You know, it's not going away, you guys. So we have to be able to figure out how to incorporate compassion and empathy into our language. Okay, stop using weasel and wussy words. All right. And that would be where you're just kind of like, never, not me. Don't do that type of things. Like really engage in conversations that educate people. Engage in conversations that are solving people's problems. Don't always be the know-it-all or that you have all the answers. Start asking more questions that solve problems for others and allow your expertise to naturally unfold. There is a post right there for you. There's your first campaign. Asking more questions that solve problems for others and allow your expertise to unfold. Okay, so that's how you get engagement. That's how you get people that go, oh, I like the way that she describes that. I like the way that she's saying that. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities here for us to be able to look at our level of communication skills and the language that we're using and how we're using it. And I beg of you to start adding compassion and empathy to your communications. Okay, put yourself in their shoes. Think before you just react. create opportunities to be able to share and educate more of what you know in ways that really does help people and solve problems for them. Okay. All right. Number 2, quit comparing yourself to others. Now, this FOMO effect that social media has created with all of us, young and old alike, is damaging. It's damaging to our confidence level. It's damaging to our psyche. So please stop comparing yourself to others. And, I want you to look at, are you looking at other people's stuff with envy, or are you looking at other people's stuff to be able to determine how they're getting there and learning from it? And, and if you want to be like them and you want to learn from them, then, request them to be a mentor for you. Or if they're a coach, hire them as a coach. I stalked coaches for years before I ended up giving them money. Okay. I took every opportunity of free education from them. I started kind of getting in their groove, getting in their language, getting in how they were sharing things for me to be able to grow. And finally, there was a point where it was like, I really just need to work with this person and, plop the money down and get to that next level, because I had plateaued for too long. It's the same thing that clients tell me. They're like, Bonnie, I've been following you for years, and I just finally realized I just need to probably work with you in order to learn what I need to learn, because I'm struggling. I keep thinking I'm going to take the time, the energy, and the money to do it, and then I don't. But now I'm serious. I'm going to do this. So that's what my clients tell me. So stop looking at how many likes they have, how many followers they have. I mean, we know that that's a thing of the past. Like, I don't even know anybody that can be growing their Instagram by leaps and bounds anymore without it being, fake followers, right? Stop comparing yourself to their clients, to their sales, to their income. You guys, most of it is bullshit. Okay. Most of it is bullshit, but there are some people out there that are doing it really well. And if they're doing it really well and you trust and they seem integral, then those are the people that you want to be able to align with. Okay. But there's so much bullshit on the internet anymore that the trust level is very gray. It's very gray. Okay. So don't copy other people. Find your own wind. Okay. You wouldn't be where you're at today if you didn't have some success, if you didn't have some skill level, if you didn't already have something working for you. Find what that is. That's your brand identity. Take your brand identity and just blow it up in such a way that it's like, hey, this is what makes me unique. This is what makes me special. But don't copy what other people are doing. All right. Find your own little skill set. Look within and see where you're stuck. Where are you stuck at? Okay, so if you're comparing yourself to others, that's probably just making you feel bad. But if you're comparing yourself to others and you're saying, all right, I like the way they're doing this particular, I like the way that they post. I like the way that they lay out their Instagram. I like the way that they're, asking a question or engaging more with their audience in that. So look and learn with that. And sometimes what we need to do is we need to unlearn what's not working. Okay, so if you have this tried and true method and it's not working and you're plateaued, then, get off of it, unlearn it, and try something new. And then, of course, it's always about learning the basics and then expanding from there. Go back and learn the basics, expand from there. And, get yourself out of that repetitive beating yourself up approach. Okay. Number 3, strategize and fail if need be. Okay. There's nothing more important than failing forward. All right. I mean, I think that 2020 has proven that. I think going into 2021 is proving that you can do something and fail, and you're not going to die. It's not going to be detrimental. But you got to try one thing and see if it works. And if it does, continue to do it. If it doesn't, try something else. All right. Be more personal in your approach. And this is one that a lot of people struggle with. And I have to be honest with you guys, it's something I struggle with too. I spent a lot of years, in more of a life coaching capacity, and and doing live trainings, and there was a lot of personal storytelling that went on in there, and it was never easy for me. It was never easy for me to share the depths of my story. And it's never easy for me to kind of make things overly personal, but you got to look at the success rate of that. The more vulnerable you are, the more personal you are, the more that you share a little bit of yourself, the more likeness and similarities that other people have in that then gravitate to you. It's like a magnet. Okay. It's absolutely like a magnet. And then of course, beta test your approach. Beta test things that you're not sure about, and try them on. Okay. And all that means is put it out there, see if you get a response. If you don't, tweak it, try it again, or, set it aside and try something new. But don't be afraid to fail at this point, because there's a little bit of grace going on right now that says we can try things and it's okay. All right. All right. Number 4, focus on your strengths. And focus on your strength is really about staying in your lane. Okay. Don't try to be doing too many things. I am notorious for that. I do way too many things. And this 2020 was really the year for me to narrow it down and say, what do I want to be doing? And so the SOS program was created. The podcast was developed from there. The group trainings, the individual one-on-one coaching that I do, all of that kind of is within this focused identity here. I'll expand to a next level of something when I feel like I've got this rolling and in motion. Because I got to be able to I got to find and create that winning formula. So you got to be able to create and look for that winning formula in yourself as well. Repeat it over and over and over again. Be known for one great thing and then expand to another great thing. Okay. And just keep the momentum going, keep the consistency going. And then of course, number 5, find mentors and coaches. There's no excuses today that you don't know how to do something. There is knowledge galore out there, YouTube, podcasts, the World Wide Web. Finding someone that can teach you to sell and sail, okay? Teach you to fish so that you can grow and expand and learn and feed yourself moving forward. And to be able to find that person to be able to get you to your destination and thrive. And this is where mentors come in, and this is where coaches come in. Don't be afraid to pay somebody for the right kind of coaching opportunity, okay? I'm a coach trainer. I will coach you on what you need, but I will train you of how to do it. I don't create long-term coaching opportunities for my clients. I create short-term, succinct opportunities. Go and grow, okay? Make it happen, get it in action, and grow. Come back to me if you need the next level, but you don't stay with me and just kind of keep in that same space. Don't be plateaued with it. Because what we really want to do is create that strategic opportunity for success. And these 5 areas that I talk about in my podcast every week are this strategy is sales, operation, mindset, marketing, and education. Just keep focusing in one or a couple of those areas until you feel like you've mastered a few things. So if it's sales, focus on sales. Like right now, it's the beginning of the year. So all of us probably ran our year-end reports, right? And they weren't pretty. They were not pretty. Okay. So from 2019 to 2020 and now comparing, week to week, going into 2021, this is not a pretty adventure at this point in time. But, I trust that I'm a builder. I'm not a maintainer. I trust that I'm a builder. So I'm going to continue to look at ways to be able to build my own business. I'm going to continue to look at ways to be able to build the salon business that I'm in. The salon that we have, and, get it back up to where it was, so that we can be proud of what we've accomplished and that we can be proud to be able to get through this and know that it will never be the same. And the way that we grew it 3 years ago to this level and the way that we're going to grow it this year is not going to be the same either. Okay. But we're looking at creating far more operational systems and creating technology in place. We're also creating opportunities to be able to make sure that we're in the right mindset to be able to grow it. And that we're not, we you're going to hear this in my webinar on Monday, that, you know, you could put all of your excuses into a COVID bucket. And yet, even after you put every excuse in there that COVID is the reason why everything's so bad right now, you still have to grow. So we'll put all the shit in the bucket. It's okay. And we're still going to figure out ways to be able to grow. And then, of course, marketing is going to be the strategy that we're going to apply in order to grow, and educating ourselves along the way. All right, you guys, if you're looking for the coach or the mentor, I do a lot of free stuff a lot of times, boot camps, summits, webinars. Participate in that. That would be using me as a mentor. If you're ready to kind of like put some money down and say, Bonnie, I want to work with you as a coach, then do it. Do it. Honestly, I promise you, you're going to gain insight. You're going to gain knowledge. You're going to gain training. You're going to gain that, you know, that ultimate goal of what you're wanting, new clients, new staff, better brand identity. Okay. And the 12-week program that I have coming up is the program that I'm going to recommend you start with, because it's a minimal investment and it's a minimal amount of time for you to be able to say, I need to do something different this year. Okay, I need to do something different this year. So let me explain how the 12-week program is going to go. It starts on 2/1/21. Okay, 2/1/21. So February 1st, 21. You can sign up today for this 12-week course. And how this is going to work is 6 of the weeks are training and strategy. 6 of the weeks are actually live open coaching sessions. So we're going to apply a strategy. And the next week, if you're confused, you're not sure how to do it, you need more support and kind of putting it together or pushing it through, you're going to be on just a live coaching session with me. Okay. So concept and action, and then strategy. And then of course, open coaching, questions, how to, where to, when to. All right, is going to be in that second week. The third week, we're going to go back to strategy, apply another strategy. Fourth week is going to be open coaching. So you'll get a lot of value out of it in that way. It's not going to be like, 12 weeks of do type of thing. So that's why I kind of put it in the 12-week course, because it's important that you feel as though you have that open forum to ask the questions, or, let the group and me see what it is you're doing and guide you and correct opportunities where it looks like you might be trying to do too much or you're not doing enough, and get on that course correction at that point. So if you're interested in the 12-week program, it's going to be 2 payments of $497, 2 payments of $497, and you can go to sosthrive.com, sosthrive.com. Now, if you want to hear more about it and you need to kind of like, just dip your toes in the water here, but not jump fully in, join me on my webinar that I'm doing, Brand Builder Webinar Live, on Monday, January 18th, brandbuilderlive.com. Sign up for free. And you'll hear a little bit more about the strategy that this 12-week course is based around. And also, the webinar is going to provide you some insight and education and information. And you might just be able to take some information from that and apply it and move on your own and not have to sign up for the course at this point. But I'm going to encourage you to do it anyway. Do something different this year. Make an investment in yourself, because remember that you have to be able, if you want to build your brand to survive, okay, then you have to develop you to thrive. You have to develop you to thrive. Okay. So make the effort. All right. So the 12-week course is sosthrive.com. And the free webinar is brandbuilderlive.com. All right, you guys, I'm hoping to see you next Monday at the webinar, and I'm hoping to see you in my 12-week course. So thanks for joining me as always on the SOS Small Biz Coaching and Podcast.